Good morning, my dear children. The present poem, The Trees, is very symbolic and meaningful. The tree, there is a conflict between man and the forest. In the name of infrastructure, mercilessly, we the human being are cutting down trees gradually without giving the second thought. The deforestation that we are doing, the wanton killing of animals and deforestations. These two acts of our life has affected us in many ways. Here, the tree, the present poem, the tree is a symbolic in meaning. In fact, the trees are an extended metaphor for the women. For the women in the house. You see, though we talk much about the empowerment of the women and emancipation of the women, but in fact, the women are not free. In the male dominating society, the women are not free. Though purposely they are made for freedom. The women have rested, healed, and recovered. With the passage of time, since the process of evaluation, since the birth of our society, the women have been not treated properly. But here the poet want to see that they should be allowed to go for their purpose. What is the purpose? The purpose, the women's are nature, and we cannot control the nature. The forest, the garden, the terrace garden is not the garden. Gradually, the garden is shrinking, and the garden in our drawing room is not a garden. The tree in our garden, the bone-sized garden, the bone-sized plants are not plants. With the passage of time, they want to go to the garden. Their natural beauty is in their forest. Their natural beauty is in the forest. But here the conflict between man and nature. There is a conflict between man and nature. We the man, the people, man is we are directly responsible. Responsible for what? Responsible for towards the forest, towards the deforestation of the forest. The tree is departed. The tree, we are cutting down trees, and the forest area is decreasing day by day. So the cutting down of the tree is leading to the soil erosion. Global warming and pollutions are the next results of it. Nature is being butchered mercilessly. I already told you that the wanton killing, we are largely responsible for the wanton killing of the animals and destroying the flora and the fauna. Mercilessly, in the name of infrastructure, in the name of development, in the name of roadways making, I agree that there should be infrastructure, but to compromise with environment and we are developed. Of course, development is necessary, but can we compromise? Can we build bridges by default if there will be no tree? The only the only resource of the pure oxygen is the tree. Just imagine. Just imagine if there will be no tree, from where you will get the pure oxygen. So the thing is that we should not cut down the trees. But alas, we are rushed. So we must stop. We must stop cutting down the trees, and the best to re-establish the harmony between man and nature. If there will be balance, harmony between man and the nature, a good friendship, a good relationship. If we want to survive, there should be very good relationship between the nature and the man. But the most funny thing is that we are not giving a second thought about the nature. So the poem. Let us see the poem. What is the poem? The stanza number 1. The trees insides are moving out into the forest. Inside. The tree that is growing inside our home, inside our drawing rooms. The tree, what the poet is telling, that the tree insides are moving out into the forest. The forest that was empty for all these days. Here, the poet is talking about the tree that is growing inside our drawing rooms. With the passage of time, these trees have grown up and they want to move. The tree will grow naturally, more beautifully in the natural surrounding than in our drawing rooms or in our courtyards or in our terrace gardens. Of course, they are only substitutes. The terrace garden, the tree that we plant in our drawing rooms, they are only the substitutes, but they are called not the forest. The tree will look beautiful into the forest, where the bird could sit and insect the hive. Just see, the tree is meant to sit the bird where the bird should come. How a bird can come into your drawing room? A bird cannot come into your drawing room, sit on that tree that you have planted, because it is not natural. It is not natural, it is not growing in a natural surrounding. It is not growing into the natural shrine. So, the name of the poem is the tree. So why the tree? Where the tree is moving? The poet say that the tree is moving. Where the tree is moving? The forest moving out into the forest. They are moving because they are uncomfortable. Why trees are moving? Because they are uncomfortable. Why they are uncomfortable? Because they are not growing into their natural surrounding. Tree, it should be grow into the forest. Forest is the natural habitat of a tree. And a tree will grow more beautifully, more healthy in its natural habitat, that is the forest. So the tree that is growing in the tree that is growing into your drawing room, into your courtyard, into your terrace, are feeling uncomfortable. Why they are feeling uncomfortable? Why? They are feeling like they captivated. Here the trees are women. The women, the girl child who are growing into your family. They are restricted. They are not given freedom. They are not given freedom to go anywhere. They are not given freedom to grow by their own choice. Here by the symbolically the tree is extended with metaphor for a woman, for the girl child that is restricted in the four wall of the home. We have restricted those girl child into such a confined home. We have restricted them into these four walls, women. We have restricted them into the four walls of the home, and no freedom is granted. So they are feeling uncomfortable. This is the male dominance. They are feeling uncomfortable. The girls, the women are feeling uncomfortable because they are not, there is a lot of restrictions, there is a lot of ifs and buts. We cannot allow them. We cannot allow them. We actually, why we don't allow them? There is no reason. But here the tree, the tree that is a standard metaphor for a woman, that is healed, but it is feeling uncomfortable. Though it has grown, though she is educated, though freedom of education is given, freedom of choice, but still they have been not given a full freedom, or you may call complete freedom, because the set of mind that we have. So the expressions, the rays of the sun, look at them, where no bird could sit on the height, no sun by its ray from there. So what is the rays of the sun? Here the rays of the sun is the hope. They are not getting. There is a hope that they will be free. So very important issue. The poet has raised a very, very important issue in the poem. So here you see the trees, the forest that was empty all the nights will full of trees. How? The forests that are empty will, the forest that is empty will full of birds in the morning. The bird, the insect in the forest, they will come, they will sit, they will chirp. But imagine the forest, the garden that is growing inside you. If the girls will be allowed to go and mix into their natural surrounding, they will be more happier. They will be more happy. They will be happier than they are confined to the four narrow domestic walls. They should be made free from their narrow domestic walls, I should say. Full of trees. So here you see the forest looks empty. There are no birds, there is no insects. Why? Why it is looking empty? Why here the forests are looking empty? As it is deforestation, due to the deforestation, there are no, the forest is gradually decreasing. In fact, the earth is an ailing planet due to the deforestation. The result of global warming is attack. And perhaps you might have so here the trees inside are moving out into the forest. Inside What is the inside means? What is the inside? Inside your home. The tree that is growing inside. Here the tree, what is growing inside? The girls, the women, that is growing inside in our home. Though they are rested, they are healed, and they are ready for their purpose. And what is the purpose? They are nature. They are called mothers. And so they should be given freedom. Freedom of their choice. There should be no barrier. Inside or moving out. Moving out. Why it is moving out? Because it is feeling restless. The trees are feeling restless. Here the tree is not feeling. Here the women who have been confined, who have been restricted, they are feeling restless, they are feeling uncomfortable, and they want freedom. Enough of independence, enough of dependence, enough of restrictions made them uncomfortable. If the girl child is uncomfortable due to the restrictions, due to the malpractice, due to the foeticide, due to the girl child is being killed. Haryana, where the girl child are not given. Previously, in class 9th, you might have read the story of the two great personality, that is Santosh Yadav and Maria Sharapova. How they have been humiliated, but they proved themselves. Dear girl children in particular, you should be brave enough that okay, if freedom is not there, education will give you freedom. Education, remember, education will give you freedom. If you will be educated, you will be free. So try to be educated. So that is uncomfortable. They are moving because they are feeling uncomfortable. Why uncomfortable? Because they are not growing naturally. If something is not growing naturally, they will feel uncomfortable. Here the tree in the house. Imagine the tree in the house, and the tree in the forest. The difference that the tree in the house and the tree in the forest. You can see the difference. In the house, no birds, no insect. The tree is missing. The tree is missing. It is missing its what? Natural surrounding. So the girl who is growing with restrictions, they are not growing naturally. They are not growing naturally. They are often oppressed or suppressed. They are oppressed. And we, the men dominated society, want to oppress the women. Oppressors finally people. So the reason for to be uncomfortable is very simple. The tree is uncomfortable because the tree in the house is uncomfortable because it is not growing naturally. The birds and insects are not coming there. So it is feeling lonely, it is feeling uncomfortable, it is not growing in its natural habitat. So the tree in the garden is growing into its natural habitat and it is enjoying its freedom. So this is what in the very first sentence, the poet, the forests that were empty for all these days. Why forests are empty? Because there are no trees. There are no trees. We have mercilessly butcherly, unkindly, unsympathetically, wantonly cleared the forest for the development of roadways, railways, and airways. But we should not. Of course, development is necessary, but to compromise with environment is not good. If we could compromise with the environment, then it will not grow naturally. So, dear children, the very first stanza of the poem that tells about that the tree should grow into its natural surrounding. The tree that is a long extended metaphor for a woman. Symbolically, the tree stands for the woman, that is a stand for nature. And if a nature will allow to grow naturally, it will be more fruitful than if it is restricted. If we want 100% of development, then the girl child should be given total freedom as the boy child is given, as the male child is given. There should be no conflict between man and woman. We all are human beings, so there should be no discrimination between men and women. We should pledge that we should allow the girl child to grow in its natural surrounding. That is the message, that is the theme of the poem. So I think the first stanza you might have understood it properly.